Hi guys, it's the day after Memorial Day and I hope you all had a great long weekend. If we were back in school and we were returning from Memorial Day weekend, what we would be gearing up for in chef class is Cupcake Wars. Cupcake Wars at Merrilest is a really special time. It's special because the collaboration, the camaraderie, the friendships, the energy, the music, all of it just kind of plays together and creates an unbelievable classroom situation. And as a teacher watching it, sometimes I would just cry, literally cry real tears watching it, because it was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like a teacher's dream to watch their kids get excited about something, and really not for the grade, but because they care about their teammates, they care about their kitchen group, they care about winning. And that's what's so remarkable about Cupcake War at Merrilest. Unfortunately, we're not all together and we can't do Cupcake War in that manner. However, I always say life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So we're gonna make the best of a bad situation. What we're gonna do is we're going to have a virtual cupcake war. What do you think? Many of you said you wanted to do this. I've listened to your voices and we're going to do a virtual cupcake war. You do not have to take part in it. It is optional. However, if you do, oh, how I will love to see your face on those Flipgrid videos doing your own cupcake war with your own families. So it's entirely up to you. So what you can do is you can enlist your family members, your siblings, your pets, just don't give them any chocolate, whatever it takes, and you can create your own cupcake war. And that would mean creating a display of some sort, creating your icing, creating your cupcake, having some judges, however you want to do it. Even a secret ingredient. You know, in the classroom, we've used avocado as a secret ingredient. We've used bacon, we've used coconut, all kinds of different secret ingredients. You can pick the secret ingredient, and you can also pick the theme. Usually we pick a theme together as an entire class, but you will be able to pick your own theme for your cupcake war. And you know, it could be anything you want it to be. So that's pretty cool. And you would post your whole cupcake war on Flipgrid. Again, there's only 10 minutes on Flipgrid, so it can't go over 10 minutes. So you would do little snippets of everything that you do and post it on Flipgrid. You can either upload it from your phone or just do it right on the computer on Flipgrid. It's up to you. So that's what I'm proposing. If you choose not to do Cupcake War, then you can take a picture of yourself making a cupcake, or you can write this recipe down that I'm going to teach you today and submit it as a Word document. It's entirely up to you. But I hope that I get some of you out there who are willing to just take that leap and have some fun in the kitchen. So today we're going to use a cake mix, a box mix. In the classroom, I would not have allowed this. You would have had to do everything from scratch. However, since we're doing a virtual cupcake war, you can use a box mix and you can doctor it up however you would like. I would say do some research on it. I'm going to teach you a few tricks today on how to doctor this up. I'm going to do a chocolate fudge because Mr. Califano likes chocolate cake. So I'm going to do a chocolate fudge type of cake, but I'm going to change it up a little bit and make it a little bit more special. And we're going to do a buttercream icing, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So I wanted to add buttermilk to this cake mix because I'm going to change it up, and I wanted to add some buttermilk because the acid and the buttermilk makes it really good cupcake. However, I don't have any buttermilk, and I didn't want to spend, $4 on buttermilk when I'm only going to just need a little bit of it. So what I'm going to do is take some plain yogurt, and I'm going to take a cup of it, and I'm going to mix it with 1/4 cup of water. and that is going to substitute the buttermilk. Another way, if you wanted to make your own buttermilk and you don't have buttermilk in your refrigerator, what you could do is you could take regular milk and add a couple of teaspoons of lemon or white vinegar. The acid will help it be turned into buttermilk, and let it sit for about 10 minutes. But I'm just gonna take this yogurt, it'll add some moisture to my cupcakes, and it'll taste really good. So that's what I'm gonna use for my buttermilk today. So I'm just gonna take the plain yogurt, and I'm gonna take, that's a cup of plain yogurt, and I'm gonna take a half a cup of water, and I'm just gonna stir it together, well, whisk it together to create my buttermilk. So another change I'm gonna make to the box directions, instead of using oil, which is what the box says, I'm going to use a half a cup of butter, and I'm gonna melt it. So I'm gonna use a really good butter, unsalted butter, and I'm gonna melt it. While I'm waiting for my butter to melt, I'm gonna crack 4 eggs. Now the recipe on the box calls for 3, but I'm gonna add an extra egg. I'm also gonna add a half a cup of flour to this and a half a cup of sugar. So I'm gonna use both flour and sugar, half a cup. I'm gonna add that to the mixture. And of course, a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm also gonna add some cocoa powder, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder to the mixture as well. So in the mixer, or you could use a handheld mixer as well, I'm going to add the buttermilk that I created out of plain yogurt and a little bit of water. So I'm going to add that first. Then I'm going to add the 4 eggs. Plop, plop, plop. Then I'm going to add the melted butter, unsalted. Wow, got a lot of ingredients here. And with the vanilla was with the butter. I added the vanilla to the butter. And then we're gonna add a half a cup of sugar, half a cup of flour, the Duncan Hines chocolate cake mix, chocolate fudge, and then the last but not least, cocoa powder. And we're gonna mix that for 2 to 3 minutes until all the lumps are out of there. Now the mixture will be thicker than what you're used to with a box cake mix, which is what makes it taste so yummy. So make sure you lift out the stand mixer if you're using a stand mixer and scrape the sides and mix it a little bit more. So if you have a smaller ice cream scoop or even a cookie scoop, you're just going to take it and you're going to scoop into lined muffin tin. So I've lined it with cupcake liners. I've also preheated my oven to 350 degrees. So we took a normal box mix and we switched it up. And boy, it's gonna be good. Some of the big cupcake companies do this, you guys. And that way they can, because cupcake mixes have the perfect amount of leavening agents, which is baking soda, baking powder, perfect amount. So when you kind of alter it and switch it up, you can really make something special with that base mix. So let's see how these turn out. They're ready. So you're gonna leave them in the oven for about 18 to 21 minutes. And then you're going to insert a toothpick, and if it comes out clean, then you know it's ready. Hi guys. So now we need to make a buttercream icing for our cupcakes. And in the classroom, you would do something homemade for icing. And we are also going to do something homemade for icing because, I don't know, it's something about those store-bought icings. They just don't cut it for me. So we are going to make a homemade buttercream icing. What you're going to need, 2 sticks of butter. You're going to need some vanilla. You're going to need some cocoa powder. And we're going to use some confectioner's sugar, which is powdered sugar. Now, say by chance you don't have any powdered sugar at home. You can make your own powdered sugar, believe it or not. What you would do is take regular granulated sugar, type that you put in your coffee or on top of your cereal, and you could put it in a food processor or in a blender or a NutriBullet or something, and add a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch. The cornstarch will dry out the sugar as you grind it until it becomes almost a powdery type of texture. And I would taste it, of course, and make sure it's powdery and not, you don't want any wetness to it whatsoever. And that cornstarch will take out that moisture. So if you don't have confectioner sugar and you want to make a buttercream icing, that's how you can make your own. You want your butter to be at room temperature, and you're going to basically mix the butter first and get that nice and creamy, and then we're going to add a little bit of vanilla to the butter, then the cocoa powder, and then the confectioner's sugar. Okay, so now I see it's kind of creamy. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla into there and let that go for a few minutes. So now I'm going to add about 2/3 cup of cocoa powder into the butter. Woo! So at this stage, I'm going to take my rubber scraper and mix it around, and I'm going to sift in the powdered sugar. 2 cups of powdered sugar, but I'm going to do 1 cup at a time. And you just kind of just let that go. I'm using a strainer. You could use a sifter or a strainer for this. I just find a strainer works better for me, but a sifter would be fine as well. I'm mixing in 1 cup of the powdered sugar. Now I'm going to add a tablespoon of half and half before I add another cup of powdered sugar. 2nd cup of powdered sugar. I'm sifting it in. Hi guys. So now I'm going to teach you how to prepare an icing bag out of a ziploc bag. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the corner and cut a small tip, very small, and then you're going to take a cupcake piping tip if you have it. If not, you would just not use one. And you're going to make sure that piping tip goes into that little hole that you created. And there we go. And then you're going to take this and put it into a into a cup, like so that you can easily put your icing in here. So I'll just take my icing and put it into here, so that way it's nice and easy and not so messy for you. And just pile it in there. So once you've taken it out, then you're going to kind of just take this and roll it and push that icing into there so that it comes out nice and easily. And that way it's nice and ready for you to ice those cupcakes. Now I'm going to show you how to ice the cupcake. So we're just going to take our piping tip. And there you go. Look at that. Ooh. Now that's what you call beauty. I gotta give it a try. I told myself I wasn't gonna eat sugar, but this is too good to pass up. Wow, that's a good cupcake. I think I need to open up a cupcake shop.